Welcome here. Get yourself comfortable. This is just a story, a little tale about a restaurant. Nothing more. You don't need to do anything. Just listen. Just let the story pull you in. Breathe in deeply. And let it go. Now imagine you've been walking home. Long day behind you. Tired legs, tired mind. The city has that particular softness it has right before dusk. The last warm light catching on upper windows, the lower streets already sinking into blue shadow. The traffic has thinned. People are home already, behind lit windows, starting on their dinners. You walk, and you don't rush. You're hungry, but you don't know what you want. Everything in your fridge feels dead to you. The idea of cooking exhausts you. The idea of a delivery exhausts you even more. What you actually want is simpler than either of those. You want someone else to take care of you. You want to sit down somewhere warm and be fed. You don't usually walk this way home. You took a different route today, and you don't fully remember why. Maybe the main street had construction. Maybe you just wanted to see somewhere new. The reason is already fading. The streets get older as you walk. The newer concrete gives way to old stone. The buildings get closer together, their upper floors tilting gently toward each other. The gaps between windows get smaller. You notice in passing that the cars parked along the curb are fewer, that the sidewalk is uneven, worn smooth by generations of feet, that the street lamps here are the old kind, the real gas style with the gentle orange hiss, the kind you thought had all been replaced years ago. You turn a corner, and the quiet deepens, and you find a small street you've never walked before. Cobblestones instead of asphalt. Timber-framed buildings leaning toward each other. Flower boxes in the windows, spilling over with geraniums and ivy. Lanterns on small iron brackets above each door, burning orange gold in the cooling air. And on this street, tucked between two older buildings, is a little restaurant. It's not fancy at all. The front is timber-framed, slightly weathered. A hand-painted sign hangs above the door. The Hungry Hound. Cute name, you think. And you notice the paw prints on the sign, one on each side of the lettering. Fits a place named after a dog. Perfectly normal. For just a moment, you could have sworn there were more paw prints than you first saw, but when you look again, there are only two. Just two. Cute and on theme. You don't look too closely. There are dogs outside. 3 of them, different breeds, lounging peacefully by the door. One looks up at you, ears relaxed, tail giving a small wag. They look content, like they belong here. And somewhere in your mind, quietly, the thought appears, if the dogs love this place, it can't be wrong. You smile at yourself for thinking it, but you still notice you're already walking toward the door. And then you open it, and the smell hits you. Not just your nose, all of you. Your shoulders drop. Your breath goes deeper and slower, like a breath you didn't know you were holding, because the smell is every good thing you've ever eaten. It's every warm kitchen you've ever walked into. It's more than a smell. It's a feeling, and your mouth, without your permission, begins to water. You swallow once, then again. The saliva keeps coming. Your tongue feels thicker, heavier. A small drop collects at the corner of your mouth, and you don't even notice it yet. It's a warmth that crawls in through your lungs and settles behind your eyes. You stand there in the doorway, just breathing. Breathe it in and again deeper. You don't notice, but your eyelids have dropped just a little. Your hand is still on the door. Your thoughts have gone quieter. Whatever you were thinking about on the walk, the meeting, the call, the thing you were worried about, that's fading away. That doesn't belong in this doorway. This doorway is only for breathing, only for the smell, only for what comes next. You step inside. Your feet do it on their own. You don't decide. The smell has already decided for you. And as you step fully in, let your eyes take it all in. The floor beneath you is wide wooden planks, old and oiled dark, softened at the edges from 1,000 feet before yours. They creak softly as you walk, the way old floors do, and the sound is comforting rather than awkward. Everything about this room says the same simple thing: stay. The ceiling is low and crossed by thick wooden beams stained the color of strong tea. Each beam is rough at the edges, hand-hewn a long time ago by somebody patient. Between the beams, warm plaster, slightly uneven, the way real old plaster is. From one beam hangs a small chandelier, not ornate, just wrought iron with 6 amber glass shades, casting a pool of honey-colored light down onto the tables. There are 6 tables in the room. Small round ones, dark wood, each set with white cloth napkins folded carefully by hand. Simple brass candle holders, with short wax candles burning steady and low. On each table, a tiny vase holding a single sprig of something herbal. Rosemary, maybe, thyme. You can't quite tell, and it doesn't matter. The green is deep and fragrant. The walls are warm plaster above, dark wainscoting below. On the walls hang a few old framed photographs, black and white, faded through generations. You can't quite make out what they show, but clearly they meant something to someone once. A small print of a forest. A painting of a running hound. You don't look too closely at any of it. You're just taking everything in. To your right is a little bar counter, made of the same dark wood as the tables, topped with a single long sheet of hammered copper. A low row of bottles behind it, most of them amber-colored glass catching the candlelight softly. And behind the bar, a doorway leads to the kitchen. That doorway is where the smell is strongest. That doorway is where the warmth is biggest. That doorway is the real heart of this place. Copper pots hang from a rack overhead just inside the kitchen, catching light on their rounded bellies. In the back corner of the kitchen, a small wood-burning stove, a small orange flame visible through its glass door, radiating warmth even from this distance. A few other guests are already at tables, quiet, focused. An older gentleman 2 tables over, softly dressed, bent over his plate, slow, methodical bites. A young couple by the window, leaning their heads close together, sharing a single bowl between them. Someone in the corner, face turned away from the room, hunched toward their food in a posture you notice but don't pause on. The waiter is behind the bar. He is polishing a wine glass, slowly and unhurried, holding it up to the candlelight between polishes. He looks over at you and smiles patiently, as if he already knew you were coming. And everything, every corner, every candle, every copper pot, every thread in the tablecloth, every faint strand of sound, the soft clink of glass, the slow crackle of the stove, the low murmur of the other guests, the distant hum of the kitchen, every single detail in this room is perfectly warm, perfectly placed, and perfectly designed to receive you. You look at it all, and your breath gets deeper still. Your shoulders drop further. The weight of the day, the weight of the week, the weight of everything you didn't finish today, the phone calls you didn't make, the emails you left open, all of it is still behind you, outside on the street. None of it came inside with you. This room will not allow it. You're not going to think about any of that while you're in here. You are just going to be here. The room is warmer than the street outside. Wooden tables. A few other people eating, quiet, focused heads low over their plates. A small bar counter where the waiter stands, polishing a glass, smiling patiently like he already knew you were coming. You sit at a table. You don't quite remember crossing the room to it, but here you are. The waiter walks over and smiles. "Can I get you something?" he asks. You say yes, you'd like to eat something, anything. You don't know what they have today. "Today's menu," the waiter says and smiles. You ask what today's menu is. A surprise. Something different every day. You'll love it. You nod. Of course you'll love it. You can't see the menu, can't choose, but that feels fine. Somehow it feels right. You haven't had to make a decision in minutes, and your body is grateful. And something to drink. The waiter asks. A glass of water. That's all you need. He nods and walks away. While you wait, you let your eyes wander. Other tables, other people, an older gentleman 2 tables over, a young couple by the window, someone in the corner, and here you pause, because you could swear they're eating with their hands, just their hands, mouth close to the plate, no fork, no knife, but no one else seems to mind. The waiter doesn't correct them. The other guests don't stare. You start to think how rude, and then you think, but if the food is this good? And the thought stops there, like it hit a soft wall. The thought simply doesn't want to continue. You don't push it. You just let it go. You smile a little. The smell is still everywhere. You breathe it in again. Your water arrives. You drink. It's clean and refreshing. It slides down easily. Then the food comes. The plate is placed in front of you. You don't know what it is. It looks unfamiliar and familiar at the same time, like something you ate as a child, like something you always wanted but never had a name for. The steam rises into your face. Your stomach, which you didn't realize was hungry, is suddenly very hungry. Your mouth fills with saliva in a single warm wave. You swallow hard. More comes. You swallow again. You catch a thin thread of drool at the corner of your lip with the back of your hand, and you laugh at yourself. It's just been a long day. That's all it is. You pick up the fork. Your hand is a little heavier than usual. That's fine. First bite, and your eyes close. You didn't decide to close them. They just closed. The taste spreads through you, reaches every part of you. Your neck goes warm. Your head gets light. The sounds of the restaurant drop away. The people at other tables become whispers. The world gets smaller. Your awareness becomes the plate, becomes the taste, becomes the warmth. You chew, and you chew again, and each chew, each small motion of your jaw, pulls you deeper into the experience. Your shoulders relax further. Your back softens. Your jaw moves just a little differently now. More forward, more animal. You don't notice. You're too deep in the taste. Your whole body says more. Just more. And here's what makes it so easy. This is happening, and you want it to happen. It is the natural next moment, and it is the most pleasant thing you have ever felt, both at once. No part of you is pulling against any other part of you. That's why it feels so right. That's why it feels so simple. Because the wanting and the happening are the same thing now. You notice, if you can even call it noticing, a small sound, a soft, contented sound coming from you. An that starts in your chest and rolls out of your mouth as you chew. You haven't made a sound like that since you were a child. You didn't mean to make it. It just came out. It felt good to let it out. The waiter passes. You barely register him. You're still eating. The chef steps out briefly. He leans on the counter, looks at you, and smiles. Enjoying it, he says. You nod. Because your mouth is full. Because you don't want to stop chewing to speak. Good boy, he says quickly and casually. Like it's just a figure of speech. Like how someone might say attaboy without thinking about it. You register it for half a second, and then it's gone. You keep chewing. The taste is still everywhere. You eat more. The plate seems both endless and too small. You keep eating until it's gone, until you've cleaned it down to the last drop of sauce, and you catch yourself, for just a second, about to lift the plate to your mouth. You stop. You set it down. You laugh a little at yourself, at how much you liked it. The bill comes. It's almost nothing. Laughably cheap. You leave a generous tip because you feel grateful. You feel taken care of. You've never felt taken care of like this in a restaurant before. You stand up. Your legs feel a little heavier. Like you've been sitting longer than you realize. You're not sure how long you were there. It could have been an hour. It could have been 3. You walk to the door. The waiter smiles and nods. See you tomorrow, he says. You laugh softly. Of course you'll come tomorrow. You didn't actually say it, but he nodded as if you had. The air outside is cold. The evening has deepened. One of the dogs by the door looks up at you as you step out. Tail wags slowly, friendly, like he recognized you. You nod at the dog, who nods at dogs. You do, apparently. You smile at yourself. You walk home. You try to do normal things. You wash a few dishes, do a bit of work, scroll your phone. But your mind drifts. It keeps going back. The smell, the taste, the warmth, the chef saying good boy. You turn that phrase over in your head. Good boy. Why does that phrase linger? And as you turn it over, your mouth again starts to water. You swallow in the empty kitchen. You find yourself salivating without any food in front of you, just from the memory of the smell, just from the echo of the words. You swallow a third time. You shake your head silly. Why does that phrase linger? The more you try to let it go, the more it stays. The more it stays, the more it becomes part of you. The more it becomes part of you, the less you try to let it go. You dismiss it. You shouldn't think about it. But when you close your eyes that night and try to sleep, you smell it again. Faintly, imagined, but so real. And your last thought, as you drift off, isn't about work, isn't about anything you should be thinking about. Your last thought is simple. What will be on the menu tomorrow? And that's day 1. Just a story. A little tale about a restaurant. Nothing more. Your eyes can open whenever you want. Your body can come back whenever you want. Nothing has changed. You are exactly the same person you were before this story started. You are only wondering very gently, in the back of your mind, what tomorrow's special might be. And from now on, whenever you smell warm bread somewhere, a small part of you remembers the hungry hound. Whenever a dog on the street looks up at you and wags, a small part of you feels like it recognizes you. Whenever you hear someone say good boy, a warm little feeling passes through your chest for just a second, and you don't know why. That's just how stories work. Stories leave small pieces behind. Good boy. Rest well. The story continues.